Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Nova Roma playthrough. And I have a couple of things I think I need to clean up before we start the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into the trade section and get the tungsten that I need. I could trade with Portugal, but that does mean that I have to have a convoy route that goes to it, and we'd have to go through the Gibraltar, which is a little bit of a problem. So I think I'm just going to keep trading with the Soviet Union here. Okay, and now that we have that taken care of, we've got the tanks over here that need redeployed. I could either deploy them with the Purple Army or into Greece. I kind of like the idea of having them deployed into Greece, actually. So let's go ahead and strategically redeploy them. I don't know where the best terrain to put them is. Let's put them over here for now, because this is wooded. And then we can get to a little bit of flat terrain. And maybe get over here to Thessalonica. Alright, well, another thing I'd probably like to do is get all of these armies merged together, because there's not really a point in having all these separate armies now that we've done the campaign up here in North Africa. And trying to recapture some of this and also deploy guys over here. I think that's everything I needed to do to clean things up. So let's go ahead and continue. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and speed up a little bit because we've got some time to wait before the focus to go after Greece happens. Now, I do have some invasion things being, a bunch of invasion warnings going on, but I am deploying these tanks over here to defend some of these. So we've got a naval invasion warning over here in East Africa, which is why I was deploying this guy over here. We have one over here. And we have one over in southern France, over here somewhere. So I am sending a tank over here to sit on these two ports to kind of mitigate the danger. But for the meantime, we're pretty good. I have a bunch of planes here, fighters, okay. And they are doing what? Probably nothing. Other than maybe sitting around and doing any air superiority missions that they need to do. We've got planes ready for the Greek campaign. I think we're pretty much golden. We just have to wait for the Purple Army to get into position here. And most of my units to get into position. Alright, it looks like the East African invasion is no longer being warned, so I'll go ahead and just tell this guy to do a move like that so we can capture some of this territory. Germany has just asked me to do a non-aggression pact, which I have no intention of doing. How's my construction stuff going on? So I was doing a bunch of anti-air and also some refineries. Let's go ahead and queue the refineries up towards the top here, as I feel like they're a little bit higher priority, and then we'll maybe start building factories and things. Okay. Okay, we got a new tech that just popped out. And we're blowing up some submarines, it looks like. Alright, so the tech that we just got. Alright, what can we do here? So it's 1940. So we've got a couple of techs here. What I'd like to do, I think, is go on to the next naval thing, which is a light cruiser. But I would like to finish up the focus we're working on right now, which is war with Greece, and then do the capital ship effort. Because taking a look at this, and this would get me a lot of the cruisers and battleships and stuff, all their discounts. But we're going to have a little time before that happens. So I could focus on something like artillery. Well, as a matter of fact, let's back up here. We're going to have the destroyers come out soon, so I guess I could do whatever I want here. Oh, as a matter of fact, we still have a 50% discount over here on the close air support, so I might as well do that. And then probably with the next one, I'll do artillery, because artillery is kind of a nice short tech. from what I remember. Yeah, 91 days, as opposed to some of these other things, which are a little bit longer. And that should give me the time to get that focus cleared out, and then I can start going on light cruisers, because I would like the light cruisers to be the backbone of our Navy and kind of go after the British Navy with. Because we've kind of restricted where they can base in the Mediterranean, but I still need to do naval invasions here and a couple spots to really guarantee that. And as long as I can't get naval superiority here, I can't really stop a lot of these invasion threats. So I have to keep that in mind. Hello. Let's merge these guys real quick. Give them a admiral of decent skill. Let's say this guy. And I'm going to give you search and destroy here. Now let's see if we can get some of these transports knocked out. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and you know what? Now that I've done that, I probably have some free generals. So we've got a level 1 general here. And you are going to strategically redeploy over here so that you can march in and take a couple of these territories. And we just finished, I think, the destroyer research. But thinking of generals here. So this is a level 1 general, actually field marshal. But I have a level 2 guy, so I might as well use him. Is there anyone else that's needing a good general? So we've got level 2, level 1, but that guy's, these are defensive units. Level 7, no commander, because those are just garrison units. Level 1, level 6. Okay, so my 2 important armies are the most skilled generals I have. All right, and it looks like the purple army's in position. They're not telling me they're ready to go, but you know what? Screw it. Go ahead with your mission. All right, so now we have to think about the destroyer. And as I already discussed, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the artillery tech, unless there's something I'm missing. I mean, I'm working on this for 1940. Nothing else for 1940 outside of doing excavation and continuing the oil refinery, but I don't think either of those are high priorities right now. Doctrines we're pretty much good on for the meantime. So I think, yeah, I'm going to go into doing this artillery upgrade. By the time that finishes off, we can go and do that light cruiser switch I was talking about. And we just finished the destroyers, so I'm going to want to start producing them. So come in here. Here's our destroyers. I'm going to do a little bit of upgrading because we'll get some Navy experience, and we already have a lot of Navy experience, so I don't see a reason why not to upgrade the destroyers a little bit. And so we've got anti-submarine warfare, engine, torpedo, anti-air. Those are all good things. Let's go ahead and do this. So we lose a little bit in torpedo attack, so let's go ahead and upgrade that. We're losing engine. And you know what? Why don't we just do another upgrade, or do an upgrade to anti-air? So that's 130 points. That's not too bad. Gets our destroyers nice and upgraded. And then we can produce the new variant. And this is going to require us to have more oil. But I am building the refineries, so we should be able to get the oil soon. Not that pressing of a need. Now, one thing that is kind of a pressing need is my manpower. I'm pretty low on that, and as a result, I'm not doing a lot of recruitment. I would like to definitely remedy that, so as soon as I get enough political power, I'm probably going to up conscription. At least that's the game plan. Naval invasions still haven't happened. Looks like we ended up engaging a carrier here, which is not what I wanted to have happen. I was trying to get the transports, but unfortunately, it looks like that failed. I don't know why. I was sitting right on top of them. Let's take a look at the battle. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell this fleet to go back into port. They're just going to get annihilated by this carrier, so no reason to lose ships. Okay, white peace. I wish I could do that with England because I really don't want to be at war with the Allies anymore, but fortunately I can't do anything about it because from what I remember in my last campaign, only the person on the losing side, at least this is what this says, can offer peace, which is kind of disappointing, but that's the way it works. I also don't have enough war score against them to do it anyway. Alright, so we're still getting a lot of these naval invasion threats, but I am not... Ooh, we've got a big combat going on over here. Looks like it's between submarines, though, which I'm hoping we'll be able to handle. Alright. Well, my ships made it back, and I don't think we lost anybody, so... It ended up okay. So this guy, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then do that. And capture the rest of this terrain. Looks like we've recaptured most everything over here, except for maybe a couple provinces. And then we're going to start pushing through here, and we've got to recapture that, and then the rest will all be gains. Alright, well. How many more days we've got? 6 more days for the war with Greece. Wow. I killed 30 submarines. That's amazing. It helps us close off the Mediterranean a little bit more. What is this? Oh, those bastards. Another naval invasion over here. I'm going to focus on Greece, though, because the war is about to happen, but I really don't like that. I wish I would have kept my tanks over there now, but I'm hoping that Turkey can take care of that themselves. Okay, we got war with Greece. And that means it's time to pick a new focus. And as far as I can tell, most everything on the right side of this focus tree has been done or is not possibly to be done. So I missed the opportunity to do this, and I didn't realize I'd have such a narrow opportunity to do this. So I can't do any of these focuses, which is unfortunate. So really that only leaves us over here to work on. And I already have decided on what I'm going to do, which is capital ship effort. And now that we have that decided, let's go ahead and do the declaration of war. It doesn't look like anybody's guaranteed these guys independence. Details-wise, they're looking at 9 to 16 divisions. I think we can handle that. So let's go ahead and declare war. I should have 27 divisions against these guys. Go ahead and call my allies into this. And there we go. And immediately, let's start pushing here. So first things first, tell the White Army to go ahead with their planning. Or their plan. And then the Red Army here, I'm just going to have you guys push into the woods, and then we'll start trying to make ground here. Okay, here we go. Greece has been called into the Allies and the war. You know, I've noticed this a little bit. Bourbon, France is apparently on our side, and I'm assuming one of our allies created them. And there, see, they have ships. Where the heck are they? Because most of the French territory was either went to me in the Africa or the Germans. And Indochina went to Japan. So I guess they're in the Caribbean? Well, that's Puerto Rico. Yeah, Bourbon, France. Here, you know, actually an easier way to look at this is do factions. Yeah, so all of these guys here are in my faction as part of the peace deal. That's actually very interesting because what that allows me to do is land troops over here, and these guys are enemies. These are part of the Allies, so we can just march through here and take these guys out. And we could also go through and take a lot of these Caribbean islands as well. I don't know if there's really a point to that. I'm assuming there's some resources. Yeah, a whole bunch of aluminum here. A little bit of aluminum there. We've got some oil here, although that we can't really get to because it's not part of these chains of islands. So really the main benefit is getting the aluminum, it looks like. And if we could get Venezuela into our faction, which they are friendly, we could get some oil too, but yeah. All right, well, that's a future plan. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea until we get naval supremacy, for sure. All right, so let's go back into the war here. All right, so we managed to push through here. And unfortunately, we are capturing this territory for Bulgaria rather than ourselves, but we can always transfer territory, and it's not that big of a deal. I think this is flat terrain, so we might as well take the tanks into that. Okay. Now, I don't really want to capture all of this for the Bulgarians, so I'm going to go ahead and strategically redeploy over to this side. See if we can make gains down on... Alright, Belgium has capitulated, so the Germans finally defeated them. Although they do still have a little bit of territory. Probably the British are holding on to that, and it looks like the Netherlands is almost knocked out. And Germany is working on what? They're working on a focus to get Denmark and Norway. Something they should have already... well, they should have done before they went after France. But I've never seen the AI controlling Germany actually do that. They usually go after France and the Benelux countries before they go after Denmark and Norway, which is not the right order, but that's pretty much what I've seen from this game in the past, so it is what it is. Alright, things have slowed down a little bit here. We're just going to bide our time, then we're probably going to go through here. I'm going to try and avoid the mountains. We've got some nice, more open terrain for a little bit of the way. So just give the tanks a little bit of time to regain organization. Give them maybe another day here. Let them go in the morning. That's probably good. Let's have them go. Try and smash through here. And have any of these naval invasions actually happen outside of the one that attacked Turkey, which looks like it's already been beaten back? Yes, I'm not seeing any naval invasions. That's just something I have to keep an eye out for every so often, because it's not like the game ever warns you outside of this when they've actually naval invaded. This is just, oh, maybe there's plans against you. Who knows if they're ever going to happen? All right, well, there were reinforcements down here that have kind of slowed us down. You know, move here. Nobody there. All right, we're starting to make progress here. We almost had them, but then they reinforced. Oh, crap. I forgot about my Air Force. I have them there if you're not going to use them. And on top of that, we can create a new unit. And once they're there, I'm going to go ahead and have them deploy as well and give them a ground attack mission. Whoopsie. Oh, we got it now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and split these guys in half. Have these 3 divisions continue this way and have these 2 divisions come up this way. Okay. Then we're going to try and ride across here and see if we can cut guys off. Okay. Ride in. Alright, we got caught here, unfortunately. What do we got here? Non-aggression pact with Slovakia. That's not going to happen. Oh, we managed to capture some factories here. A decent number, actually. Alright, so what do we need? We need anti-tank and anti-air. So I'll go ahead and do both of those. Tactical bombers would probably be nice, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Artillery, we're actually not too bad on. Close air support, we're not too bad on. Motorized, we're fine. Light tank, we're fine. Medium tank might need upgraded. Infantry equipment is something that we might need to upgrade as well. It's a tough call. I think I'm going to go with the medium tanks. But I'm kind of torn on that. Because I also would like to up my fighter counts. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the medium tank. Just out of... and we might... No, we're not short on any resources. Okay, that's good. Our Netherlands has capitulated. That's good as well. Now, we still have territory over here and over here that we have to worry about. All right, Purple Army's continuing. Let's make sure they have all their 20 divisions. Yep, looks like they're good. Okay. I'm going to have this one division strategically deploy down here. And then maybe I'll see about capturing this port down here. Alright, let's come back over to Greece. And into here. There we go. German interest in Scandinavia. German rhetoric has intensified towards the northern countries, so their focus finally popped, I take it? Yeah. I'm kind of curious why they were off schedule. I thought their focus should have happened the same time our focus did. Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, so they're going to war with Denmark now. As much as this gives me an opportunity to strike Germany, I have to finish the Greek campaign. It'd probably be better to wait until they attack the Soviet Union to do that anyway. And there they go with Norway as well. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that the AI is going to manage the Norwegian invasion very well. But we'll see. I mean, there has technically been improvements to the AI, so we'll see how well that goes. Alright, so we just finished the better tactical bombers, which we're going to want to build here in a little bit. But before I do that, Let's figure out what we want to build next. So what does this do? Resource gain efficiency is good. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. Just so we get all that taken care of. Okay. I was just taking a look at that. Now, I don't know why we are having to fight Denmark and Norway, but okay. I guess they joined the Allies. Managed to cut these guys off. And as soon as we're done defending here, we'll be able to push with the rest. This invasion is continuing to go pretty well, but they haven't faced any resistance of any kind, so it's not really hard to do that when you have no resistance. Let's go ahead and move over here to the port, as I had planned to do. And then let's come over here to the Red Army. And where should I push with them? Well, there's nobody defending over here, so I'm going to go ahead and have them reroute over here. Let me get caught in some combats as they move. All right, how is the invasion of Denmark going? Oh, it hasn't moved at all. Interesting. I'm hoping that the AI proves incompetent in its ability to take Denmark. That would seem very unlikely, but I'm hoping that they actually fail to take Denmark, and then that's yet another front that they have to worry about when the war against the Soviet Union starts. But what's going on right now? Second Vienna Award. I have no idea what that has to do or what that does. I almost wonder if I improve relations if this would help, but I need the political power for right now, so I'm just going to hold off on that. So our tanks got caught a little bit in a combat, so we'll just have to wait for that to finish before they'll get over here. Okay, we just finished our air doctrine, and it doesn't look like we have any more discounts there, so I think it's time. Oh crap, tactical bombers, I almost forgot all about it. Go ahead and get the best tech we have for that being built, and I do have the planes acting good. All right, well actually, do we have some resistance here? We have a little bit. Nothing I'm going to worry about, but our fighter count still is terrible. I have to get on fighter production because that's clearly a weakness of the country. I mean, that's a problem you face no matter what you do, no matter what nation you're playing as. If you're not cranking out fighters like crazy, you're going to be a little bit in trouble in the air fight. All right, so now that we have most everything taken care of, pretty much, I think things are going to be between artillery upgrades and infantry upgrades. So I think I'm going to start with the infantry upgrades. And we'll go ahead to go the support equipment route, because it's a quicker tech to build. And tanks, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you to route down in here for now. Again, there's no resistance here. And you know what? I guess we might as well just keep going to Athens if they're gonna post their troops up here. Okay, so they're trying to defend. And it looks like we stopped what bit the Bulgarians are gonna get, and now that we've done close air support, I might as well do the production change right now so that we're not forgetting. So close air support is here. And this is our newer tech. And now for the research. So As I said, I think we focus on a combination of artillery and infantry equipment. I'm going to go ahead and do improved anti-air here. How's construction going on? We're still working on some refineries. I think I would like to build maybe some more of those. So we've got all this territory over Yugoslavia that's probably going to be relatively safe as long as we never go to war with the Soviet Union. So I'm going to go ahead and build... Well, you know what? Albania is probably even safer because that is legitimate territory that we're holding and not going to have any resistance. So I'm going to go ahead and do a refinery there. All right, well, I think now is a good point to put a cut in the video. So we're storming through Greece here. Looks like they won't last too much longer before we've defeated them. And we're pushing through Africa here. And pretty much the game plan is just to push all the way through down into South Africa, which should be an enemy, and finish off the African campaign. That will probably take quite a while, but it's at least the game plan. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.